So today I wanted to talk about tracking your spending and kind of how this relates to how much you save in your 401k and such, and how it kind of gives you some peace of mind when you know that you have enough money to cover your needs. So, like I said, kind of the important thing about tracking your spending is that it tells you you can maximize your savings, or if you want, you can maximize your spending money. So I do this in a couple ways. I track my monthly recurring expenses in the spreadsheet, and I also use an app to record uh, my non-recurring weekly expenses, and then I average that and put that in the same spreadsheet. And I just find it easier to keep track of kind of the non-recurring weekly expenses, because otherwise trying to keep track of something for a whole month, it can be difficult. So the recurring expenses. So I keep track of all my recurring expenses here. So you can see basically you make a short list, or well, however long list has to be, of every expense that you know that you will have every month. And things like electricity, I just put an estimate in there because it's fairly consistent. Your internet, you go to the gym. See, I've got my gym membership, insurance, phone, rent, things like that, and you sum it all up, and that tells you your monthly expenses. And you can multiply all these things by 12, gives you your yearly expenses. So you can use Microsoft Excel, or you can use Google Sheets. Is free if you have Gmail. Um, so you see here, you put all these numbers in. Then, if you haven't used equations yet in Excel, this is a nice simple one to start with. So you just type equals sum sum parentheses, and you highlight this column, another parentheses, and hit enter, and it'll give you, it'll add all these numbers together for you, giving you your total. And then to get your yearly, you can multiply. You can just hit equals here, and then times 12, and then just drag that down to get it into each column, and it gives you your yearly expenses. So for my non-recurring expenses, like I mentioned, I use this checkbook app on my phone, and I do it monthly or weekly because I find it difficult to keep track of something for a whole month. And see, this is the summary page. So you see here it says 9 transactions and eating out, and 3 just kind of allowances, and a couple for groceries, yada yada. So this is great since it lets you categorize everything, and we'll give you these reports, and that can tell you where maybe you can cut some spending, or if you see you didn't spend any money on fun or whatever, you could go try to spend more money on fun next month if you want to make that a goal. So I kind of take those numbers, maybe put similar rows in here, and again, kind of put, make some estimates. And again, you can put whatever you want in here. So if you want to put, if you spend $100 on gifts each month, you can put that in here. Or if you spend $100 on, medical expenses, or I don't know, you can take a guess here. And again, same for yearly, so you get another total of those numbers. So then your total yearly expenses. See, I've added a column here for charities, and basically you could add any other numbers over here in the yearly column. If you want to estimate that you spend $500 a month or $500 a year on car repairs, or one-time vacations, or whatever other yearly expenses you think you have. And then down here you can do your total yearly expenses. And I kind of think it's nice to break it up between the charitable ones and kind of your real expenses, because if you find out, hey, I can't afford to give to these charities, you have to cut that out, then you have your total expenses here. So this is just adding these totals, and then this also adds in the charitable expenses. So this kind of gives you a number for this hypothetical person that I have created for these Excel spreadsheets, that hey, you need $11,000 to live this year. So another thing, so after you've kind of calculated what your expenses are, then you can add your income to here and calculate if you have a deficit or a surplus. So up here you see I've put in say you have a monthly income of $3,000. and this is kind of before taxes. And here, you should really add in what your 401k contribution is. You should also include your any company match that you get for your 401k. This I have as a sum of the 401k, so you know how much is going into your 401k account each month and then each year, which you can use in those other kind of videos I've showed about investing your money. And then you include your taxes. So kind of how all these percents work out, you can see down here. So if you're assuming 15% taxes, you multiply your monthly income by 0.15, hit enter, and that gives you 15% taxes that you're kind of figuring there. And like I said, so same for this would be 0.08 times your income for your 401k contribution. So this number is just your income minus your 401k money and minus your uh, your taxes, and then then you multiply that by 12, and you can see how much money goes into your bank account each year. So for this guy, it says $26,000, and so this is what I've showed here is just this is your 12-month income minus taxes minus uh, should be minus your 401k, not it shouldn't include your company's 401k. So that's a mistake. It's kind of the important thing here then is that this yearly money going into your bank account and that yearly expenses thing that we counted earlier, those had better be different, and hopefully your yearly income is higher than the sum of your expenses. So I haven't showed the sum of the expenses here. I've calculated this number subtracting all of the monthly expenses, and you see that hey, you would get $14,000 a year, extra, and I put to live off of, and really that's this is what you're living with. So this is you could do whatever you want with this money. You can invest it, you could buy a new car, or whatever. So I think that's maybe just a quick primer on how to track your spending. I think it's a great exercise. I think kind of if you really sit down and take control of that, help you take control of other aspects of your life. And you can do a similar, kind of really nice close tracking for any of this. So any of your work projects, or especially for exercise, is a good thing that you can keep track of really closely. And here I put the first step is to take the first step. So I think that's really important for a lot of people are maybe nervous about digging into what their expenses really are, and I think it'd be good for most people to look into that. So I hope this helped you, and thanks for watching.